Are you prepared for an emergency? Do you have the essential supplies to survive a disaster? These are questions that we often find ourselves pondering, especially in today's unpredictable world. The concept of prepping is not a new one, but it has gained significant attention in recent years. It's all about being prepared for emergencies and disasters, about having a plan, and most importantly, about having the right supplies at hand. One might think that prepping requires a hefty investment, but that's not necessarily the case. There are many essential items that are inexpensive yet invaluable in a survival situation. From tarps to toilet paper, from duct tape to disinfectants, these are the items that can make a difference between struggle and survival. So let's not waste any more time. Let's dive into the essential supplies you should stockpile now. First on our list, tarps. Ever thought about their importance in a survival scenario? Now, you might be wondering, what's so special about a simple tarp? Well, let me enlighten you. Tarps are incredibly versatile and can be used in a variety of ways that could potentially save your life. For instance, one of the most basic uses of a tarp is for shelter. With the help of some rope and a few sturdy trees, a tarp can be easily transformed into a makeshift tent to protect you from the elements. But the usefulness of tarps doesn't stop there. They can also be used for water collection. Simply dig a hole in the ground, line it with your tarp, and let nature do the rest. Furthermore, the bright color of many tarps makes them excellent for signaling. In a dire situation, a well-placed tarp could catch the eye of a passing aircraft or search party. A tarp is a multi-use tool that is inexpensive and invaluable in emergencies. Next up, we have matches, lighters, and fire starters. Can you imagine a survival situation without a way to start a fire? Let's delve into this all-important topic. Fire is primal, elemental. It's been our ally since the dawn of humankind. It provides warmth on a cold night, a means to cook food, and a signal to rescuers. Matches are a classic option. They're small, lightweight, and easy to use, but they can get soggy or run out, so it's wise to have a backup. That's where lighters come in. They're durable, reusable, and can start hundreds of fires on a single fill. But what if you're really stuck? That's when fire starters shine. These are specially designed tools that can create sparks even in the harshest conditions. From magnesium fire starters to ferrocerium rods, these tools are an essential part of any prepper's kit. Remember, fire can be a lifesaver in emergencies, so stock up. Now, let's talk about some personal hygiene items that are often overlooked: toilet paper, feminine items, and soap. These basic items are not just for comfort, but they're essential for maintaining good health, especially in survival situations. Let's start with toilet paper. Can you imagine a life without it? Well, in a survival situation, it could be a reality. Stockpiling toilet paper ensures you maintain a level of cleanliness that can help prevent diseases related to poor sanitation. Next up, feminine items. For women, access to sanitary products is not a luxury, it's a necessity. In a crisis, these items can become scarce, so it's wise to have a supply on hand. Lastly, let's not forget soap. Keeping your hands and body clean is one of the best ways to prevent the spread of disease. Soap is cheap, easy to store, and can make a huge difference in a survival scenario. So don't forget to include these personal hygiene items in your stockpile. Health is wealth, even more so in a survival situation. Have you thought about disinfectants, medication, and bandages? These are essential items that should never be overlooked when preparing for any unforeseen circumstances. Disinfectants play a crucial role in preventing the spread of bacteria and viruses. They help maintain hygiene and cleanliness, reducing the likelihood of disease transmission. Think about items like hydrogen peroxide or isopropyl alcohol. They can be lifesavers when water and soap aren't readily available. Medication, both over-the-counter and prescription, are equally important. Painkillers, antihistamines, and antidiarrheal medicines are just a few examples. If you or a family member has a chronic condition, stocking up on prescription meds is vital. And let's not forget about bandages. From minor cuts to severe wounds, bandages help control bleeding and protect against infection. Always keep a variety of sizes and types on hand. A well-stocked first aid kit can make the difference between life and death. Duct tape, rope, and aluminum foil. These are some items you might not have thought about, but they're essential for survival. Let's start with duct tape. Its uses are virtually limitless. It can be employed to patch tents, mend broken tools, or even as a makeshift bandage. Its sturdy, adhesive nature makes it an invaluable asset in any survival scenario. Next, we have rope. A length of strong, sturdy rope can be a lifeline in a multitude of situations. Whether you're constructing a shelter, setting a trap, or securing your gear, you'll find a rope to be indispensable. Lastly, don't overlook aluminum foil. This lightweight, flexible material can be used to cook food, signal for help, or even to insulate a shelter. A roll of aluminum foil takes up minimal space in your pack but can make a world of difference when you're in a bind. These items are cheap, but they're worth their weight in gold in a survival situation. Now let's talk about some overlooked essentials for survival. It's easy to focus on the big-ticket items like food, water, and shelter. But there are smaller, often forgotten items that can make a significant difference in a survival situation. Take a can opener, for example. It may seem insignificant, but when you're faced with a pantry full of canned goods and no way to open them, you'll wish you had one. Then consider seeds for planting. In a long-term survival scenario, you can't rely solely on stockpiled food. Having a variety of seeds on hand allows you to grow your own food, providing a sustainable source of nutrition. Finally, don't underestimate the value of sewing supplies. Clothes wear out, and gear can get damaged. A needle and thread can mend a hole in your jacket, fix a tear in your tent, or even stitch up a wound in a pinch. These overlooked items can make your survival experience much more comfortable. Here are some additional survival items that are worth considering. When it comes to survival, it's not just about the food, water, and shelter. There are other items that, while not immediately life-sustaining, can significantly enhance your chances of making it through a challenging situation. Take, for instance, a compass. In the modern age, we often take for granted our ability to pull out a smartphone and determine our location in an instant. But in a survival scenario, the luxury of GPS might not be available. A compass, a seemingly simple tool, can be a lifesaver, providing you with direction and a sense of orientation. Now imagine you have your compass, but you don't have a clear idea of your surroundings. This is where maps come into play. A good, detailed topographic map can help you understand the terrain, find water sources, and plan the best route for travel. Next up, flashlights. We all know how disorienting darkness can be. A reliable flashlight, preferably a wind-up one that doesn't require batteries, can provide the light needed to navigate, perform tasks, or signal for help. If a wind-up flashlight isn't available, make sure to stock up on plenty of extra batteries. Speaking of batteries, they're not just for flashlights. They can power radios for receiving critical news updates or other essential electronic devices. It's a good idea to have a variety of sizes on hand, as different devices may require different types. Lastly, let's talk about multi-tools. These compact devices are like a Swiss Army knife on steroids. They can include anything from knives, screwdrivers, can openers, wire cutters, to saws. A good multi-tool can take the place of a whole toolbox, saving you space and weight in your pack. Remember, survival isn't just about enduring, it's about being prepared to face a variety of challenges and having the tools to overcome them. These additional items can greatly increase your chances of survival. As we wrap up, remember this is about looking ahead and being prepared. The prepper community is not just about stockpiling supplies, it's about sharing knowledge and learning from each other. It's about being part of a group of like-minded individuals who understand the importance of being prepared for any situation. It's about sharing tips and tricks, learning about new survival techniques, and helping each other out when needed. It's about building a network of people who can rely on each other in times of crisis, and it's about taking the time to learn and grow as a prepper, to ensure you're always ready for whatever comes your way. So, consider joining a prepper community. You'll not only gain access to a wealth of knowledge and resources, but you'll also find a group of people who share your passion for preparedness. Remember, the key to survival is preparation. So start stockpiling these cheap supplies now.